Okay. All right. Hey, everybody, it's Coach Jill. We are live. I posted the live link here, both here in the chat and also in the Slack chat. So if you want to come live with us, we have 10 spots available. When they're gone, they're gone. So come and join us. We'd love to have you live with us. Just click on that link and it'll bring you live with us, and we're going to dig into some great stuff. I'm really excited. I think this has been, I've gotten some great feedback from everyone. For those of you who haven't been with us the last couple of weeks, we have combined both the Certified Coaches Call and the Certification Bootcamp Call because we're doing some really in-depth mindset work with everyone, and we definitely want to have you join us for this activity. Even if you have not purchased the book, please join us because we will be going through the activity, and I've been posting the follow-up work inside Slack. So make sure that you're getting us. If you're not in Slack or you haven't accepted your Slack invitation, or maybe you don't know what happened to your Slack invitation, please let me know. I will resend that out to you. It is imperative that whether you're a certified coach or whether you're still in the boot camp section of this, you need to be inside Slack. That's where all our coaches are. That's where all the announcements go. I highly recommend that at least, well, I'm going to tell you a couple times, but at least once a week you scroll through that feed and catch any of the announcements, because all the announcements that are pertinent to our coaches or those in certification are inside Slack. We put everything in there. Anything that's really important that I feel that you need to know will be addressed to everyone in there. So if you're not familiar with Slack or you don't know how to navigate Slack, please let me know. We'll be happy to give you a little tutorial. It's really quite easy once you understand the preface of it. So it's super easy. Moving forward, and I will tell you that if you guys are watching, I see you all watching. If you're watching, grab that link and come join us. Come join us. We want to have you with us here. Moving forward, I will tell you I have now been promoted. I am now the coaching director here at FitLife, so I will be your contact person here at FitLife for anything that's related to coaching. The coaching program, any of that. So any of those emails will come to me, and I can help you with anything that's related to coaching as we move forward. So just a couple announcements for anybody who has asked about the membership. I am asking you to please have patience with us. Trust me, we are just as frustrated as you are. Thank you. We are just as frustrated as you guys all are with the fact that the membership is not live yet. It was supposed to be live a while ago. We are working very hard to get it live. It was supposed to go live last week and then last Friday, and so now our latest update tells us hopefully by the end of today it should be live. So I apologize for the inconvenience. If you need materials out of the program, let us know. We will help you with that. You feel free, to share what you've got with your clients. So I apologize deeply for this. It's not intentional. We are working as quickly as we can to correct the issue. So as soon as I have an update, I will definitely let you know. It will go out to everyone in Slack and announcements when the membership is back up and functioning again. With that, once we do go live with the new membership, we will be having a call to just kind of take a walk through there. It is very similar to the old membership, except better. I think it's much easier to navigate. It's, as I always like to say, it's prettier, and I think you'll like it. I really think you'll like it. There's things that you will not see right away because we're still in the process of the build right now. We just wanted to get it live. You will not immediately see a news feed like you did in the membership, so you will not see this continuous feed of everybody's posts right now. You will be able to go to your own page and see any posts that have been made to you, about you, or anything with you. You will be able to see that. But right now, we will not have a continuous feed. We are working on that. It is coming back, as are the points. We will be getting those back. We will be moving forward with those eventually. We will have groups for each different course that's in there, which includes coaching, certification, so each one will have their own little group. We will be creating those. You will not be able to create your own groups anymore. So they will be created solely by us, and they're meant to be focused on each of the courses that are in there. What was happening is we had a lot of groups that got started and they weren't getting used. So to keep the site clean and a lot less maintenance for us, groups will be started by the admins. So please be patient with us in the interim. But as soon as I've got updates, I will definitely let you know. Okay, so let's dig in. Last week, and for anybody who hasn't kept up with us, this is what we're working on. This book, if you have not gotten this book, if you have not read this book, I highly suggest you get this book. It's called The One Thing. It's by Gary Keller, K-E-L-L-E-R. Great book. I do, even if you listen on Audible, I do recommend getting the hard copy of this book because there are activities in here. And if you're just listening to it on Audible, you won't see the activities. So this is definitely one I think that, I won't tell you to buy every book, but this is one I would definitely recommend that you take the time to purchase. You can get it on Amazon. If you've got Amazon Prime, you'll have it the next day or the day after. So definitely take a look, and this is a good purchase. We are going to be working through a lot more of this book just because I feel that it's beneficial. It is a book that the Fit Life team has worked through. Actually, they just read it. Everybody has worked on their one thing, so now it's time to bring you guys in and get you guys working on your one thing. So I definitely encourage you, please purchase this book if you have not purchased this book. Okay? All right, so we've been working through this the last 2 weeks, but tonight we're going to work on, for anybody who has the book, we're going to work on some activities in Chapter 12. And we're in the second half of the book, and in the second half of the book, we're actually working on, your simple path to productivity. And I've talked to a lot of you in the last couple of weeks, whether you've finished your certification or whether you're in the middle of getting certified, and the recurrent theme has been is that people just don't know where to start. Don't know, how do I move forward? What do I do? How do I know what to do? How do I build this? How do I build a business? What am I supposed to do with this? And so that's part of the reason why we are working through this book. I really want to get clear with you. I do encourage you, if you have questions, if you need extra help, if you're not sure what to do with things, please email me and schedule some time with me. I will make time for you. Even Linda, I'm calling you out because Linda Fritsch messaged me. I believe it was Friday, and she said, "Hey, can you squeeze me in?" And I squeezed her in over the weekend, and it didn't take long. We had a very productive call, and I'm here to support you guys. So I want you to realize that if you don't reach out, I can't read your minds. I don't know, and Paula just said that in the last call. So if you don't reach out, I cannot read your mind. If you are needing something specific from me, please reach out. Yes, I know I'm busy, but I'm never too busy, and I will make time for you guys. I just need to know that you need some time from me. So, and Paula, even my own coworkers will say, I need some time with you. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I will make time in my schedule for you. So that being said, let's get into Chapter 12. So Chapter 12, we're going to be focusing in on the questions that are really going to help you identify what your one thing is. And for anybody who hasn't followed this or hasn't read the book, your one thing is really what this book breaks. It breaks things down into the fact that we've become a society of multitaskers. Everybody thinks that the more they multitask, the more they're going to get done and the further in their life they're going to get. And in essence, in research that's been done, those who are multitaskers get almost nothing productively done because they're spending so much time multitasking that they don't focus in on one thing. So they're busy all day long, and yet nothing quite gets accomplished. So this really gets you to focus in on what's the one thing that I want to accomplish. What's the one thing? And that's not just meant for one day. It's meant for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 5 years. So that's really what we've been focusing in on for the last couple of weeks, is really focusing in on what is your long-term goal and breaking that down. So we're going to take what we've been doing is working on the long-term goal and taking that backwards, breaking it down in reverse to figure out, okay, this is where I want to see myself. What do I need to do right now, today, to move me in that direction? So it's no different than the 1% better concept that we teach. What can you do today that's going to move you in the right direction, move you towards those goals? So that's part of the reason why we're working through this book. So the quote for this chapter, and I love these quotes, it's by F.M. Alexander. It says, people do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. It's true. It's true. You know, what do you want that to look like? What do you want that to be? So if you want your own business, if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, you need to be doing the things that are going to move you in that direction. Is it different from corporate? Yeah, it's way different than working for somebody corporately. It puts a lot more on you. It puts a lot more, on you to stay organized and to, oftentimes, like you may be finding out, you're making your own schedule. And it's very easy to make time for everything else other than work. And so I always caution people when they're, when you're going into this, realize that you are your own boss. So you're responsible to you. I can be here, I can guide you and whatnot, but you still have to be responsible to you. And there was a time in my life, and I'm just going to set this out there as an example, where I basically was working from home. I had an employer, but I was working from home. And I was doing home care nursing. I hated doing the charting, so once a week I'd be up like around the clock doing all this charting, catching up. And it was a miserable lifestyle. It didn't work for me. Now, being a little bit older and wiser, I realized that I have to work each day. I have to, fit in each day. But I also fit in time for other things that are important to me. Penny, I'm going to call you out because I know you know where I'm headed with this. It's really about organizing your time and prioritizing what's important. So yes, you need to figure out your one thing. What's your one thing for the day? But then you also have to prioritize what's the rest of your day going to look like. What is that going to be? One of the things I do for me, and I've encouraged you all to be using a calendar, and I love Google Calendar. I live by it every day. You've got to schedule time for yourself. You've got to schedule the things that matter to you and are important to you. So what does that mean? Well, all right, you all know that we've all, when you came to this program for yourself, you committed to living the Fit Life lifestyle. Am I right? Am I right? Raise your hand. Good. You're all muted, so I got to do something. We all committed to this Fit Life lifestyle. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we've kind of committed to moving our bodies. We've committed to trying to eat healthy. We've committed to working on the mindset. So all of those pieces, we have to fit those in, throughout the week and hopefully each and every day. So that means you need to take time to set aside to move your body. And I always encourage people, we tend to not make our own to-do lists. I think as a woman, we're terrible about that. So we tend not to make our own to-do lists. You've got to schedule this stuff. Schedule it in. So whatever that looks like, if you're going to schedule a 20 to 30-minute walk, put it on your calendar. Put it on there, and when that little reminder comes up and says it's time to go for the walk, get your tennis shoes on, get outside and go for the walk, and do it. Just do it. Now, I will be the first one to tell you, and many of you have been on the phone with me where you can hear me walking my dogs in the background, and I'm talking to you about whatever you need to talk to. And I will always tell you that, you know what, hey, I'm walking the dogs, just bear with me. But I'm still taking that time out for me. So you need to take out that time for you. Now, here's the other thing that I also want to caution you about, and this is why I brought up Penny. When you get into having your own business and making this grow, it becomes kind of addictive because you're driven and you want to make a lifestyle for yourself. You want to make a business that's successful. You can very easily get caught up in the trap of working way too much and way too many hours. And as many of you know, I'm a workaholic, and Penny is thus, as well as so is Paula. You have to make sure that you're finding balanced time in your life. You have to have that time for, and as Penny put it last week, fun. And you have to take that time out for you. And this is part of the reason why, for my own self, for many of you that know, I go dance on Thursday nights. I refuse to give it up. That's my time. And I schedule it in. I schedule it in, and it stays. So the whole point of this is make sure that you are scheduling your days. Super important. You've got to get this all in. And so as we go through tonight's activity, I want you to keep this in the back of your mind that, you know what, you have to make time for everything. You've got to schedule it. And if you schedule it in small blocks of productive time, you're going to find that you're going to get so much more done than if you just say, well, I have to get this, this, and this done today. That doesn't tell you anything. So schedule it into small productive blocks. Okay, let's move forward here. All right, so we're going to talk about when you are looking for the path, that you feel that you need to take. You need to start to ask yourself questions. Questions are hugely important in this process. And I'm gonna show you the different questions that you can ask. And the thing of it is you want to find the great question for yourself. The great question. So you can ask a great question and you can find a great answer. The thing of it is you've got to think big and specific, and you have to do the research, and you have to find a role model for yourself. So think about, and part of this is going to be, as we move through this process, figuring out who your role model is and what that looks like for you. So I'm going to get out the whiteboard. I love my whiteboard. Okay. And I'm sorry, this is the easy way. It's the way I can do it so that you guys all see this, because I can't think of any other way to do it. And I'm not a whiz on the computer with whipping up graphics. So, okay. So I want you each to draw a big circle. Take your paper and pencil. Draw a big circle. Okay. And then we're going to split that circle in half, and then in half the other way, so that we have 4 quadrants. Okay. So we're going to put a number 1 here, a number 2 here, a number 3 here, and a number 4 here. So can everybody see? Can you see that? Sorry, I have a glare. I need somebody here just to hold the whiteboard for me. Okay. So in this first, in quadrant number 2, you're going to put big and broad. And in quadrant number 1, you're going to put the words big and specific. In quadrant number 3, you're going to put small and broad. And in quadrant number 4, you're going to put small and specific. And this is meant to be a guide for you to know how to do this next. Okay, so you've got your 4 quadrants. You have big and broad, big and specific, small and broad, small and specific. Okay? All right. So What does that all mean? Let's start to make some sense of this. Okay. All right. So when you ask the great question, you know, great questions are like great goals. Are they big? Are they specific? You want things that push you, that stretch you, that are going to make you strive for what it is that you want to get to. You really, when you go big and specific, that's where you want this to be, because you're not allowing yourself that wiggle room. You're not giving yourself that easy out to say, well, you know, if I don't quite want it this way, maybe I could settle for it this way. This is not about settling. This is not about settling at all. So not allowing yourself that wiggle room, okay? So what we just drew is the great question matrix, okay? And so prime example, we're going to say I want, let's see, I want 10 clients in the next 2 months. Nice, decent sized group. I want 10 clients in the okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to break this down, okay? So we are going to start, you want to work towards being big and specific, okay? So you're going to start with small and specific, very small. So maybe you're going to ask yourself, what can I do to increase my clients by 1 in the next month? So think about that. And I challenged each of you. And nobody emailed me back. It's funny how that goes. Nobody emailed me back and said I'm in, because I challenged each of you to recruit a client by the end of August. And I'm putting it out there again. I challenge each one of you to enroll your first client by the end of August. We are now at, what is today? We're at August 15th. We're halfway there, gang. So who's in? Who's in? I'm calling you out on this call. Who's in? Karen's in. Who else is in? Oh, come on. Don't be shy. Paula, are you raising your hand there? I think Paula's frozen.
No, she's raising her hand. She was waving.
Yeah, I'm not frozen on this end, but
Oh, okay.
I see you moving.
I don't know. Everybody was just looking at me. So do it again. Is everybody move your head so I can see whether you're frozen or not. Bob your heads. Move back and forth. Everybody move back and forth so I can see if you're frozen or not. Cindy's frozen.
Cindy's not frozen.
She's not frozen.
I see everybody moving. Everybody.
Okay, so Amy's typing in. Amy says I'm in. Who else is in? Say I'm in. I'm gonna go down the line. I'm going down the line. Penny.
I'm in.
Paula.
I'm in.
Lori.
Yes.
Are you in?
Yes.
Okay. Linda. I don't want to hear it's just. Linda, are you in? Shake your head or move your hand. Oh, please don't let me lose you guys. My computer's acting up here.
You're fine on this end.
Yeah, we still see you moving and everything seems fine.
Hear you?
My computer's acting up. Hold on, I'm going to try and open up another window and
Okay.
get you in here. I don't know why it's acting up. Bear with me.
She left.
She was opening another window. Maybe she'll be back in just a second. Or not.
How is everybody?
Good. How are you, Cindy?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Is she starting anything?
Looks like she's starting a new hangout. Come join the new call. All right, be on the new call.
Okay.
Okay.